This is an iPhone 12 Pro Max sent in by a fan. He said his grandfather bought it for him at the train station for 1,800 yuan. It broke in less than a month. When we saw this phone, the whole repair team laughed for half an hour. We used to think buying phones at train stations was something that only happened in TV dramas. We didn't expect someone would actually do it. Let's open the phone and take a look. As soon as we opened the screen, we were greeted by a strong sense of knockoff vibes. The battery didn't even have a manufacturer's name on it. The rear camera was just one functional lens, with the other two as decoys. The battery's positive and negative terminals were soldered with copper wires. We used a soldering iron to disconnect the battery's positive and negative terminals. Then, we tested the motherboard with a power meter. The motherboard showed a nearly 400 milliamperes current leak. We continued to remove the motherboard for further inspection. Some people quietly watched videos, but still like, comment, share, repost, and follow. Such people are truly adorable. The phone used an MTK processor, and the motherboard design was surprisingly user-friendly. It even had a slot for a memory card. The manufacturer was at least honest enough to clearly label the motherboard. The production date was January 2021. The motherboard powered on but was in a leakage state. We needed to test the resistance of the motherboard's positive and negative terminals. The resistance was only about 90, which was abnormally low. When powered on earlier, we noticed the power supply was heating up. We measured the resistance of the capacitor near the power supply. It was also around 90. Further testing showed the battery's positive terminal was connected to the capacitor next to the power IC. This confirmed that the battery voltage was being directly sent to the power supply. MTK chip circuit designs are indeed very simple. We suspected the phone's power IC was burned during charging, causing the leakage. We removed the power IC. After the motherboard cooled, we tested the resistance of the positive terminal again. It was now around 400, which is normal. As expected, the power IC was damaged. We cleaned the motherboard solder pads and installed a new power IC. Then, we retested the positive terminal resistance. It was normal. We soldered a tin wire to the motherboard's positive terminal and tested it with a power meter. The motherboard no longer showed any leakage. Pressing the power button showed a normal boot current. We reassembled the motherboard into the phone's casing. The battery was discharged, so we activated it first. Then, we soldered the battery's positive and negative terminals back to the motherboard, connected the screen, and pressed the power button. The Apple logo appeared. The screen's thick black borders were quite noticeable. Entered the password and tested the phone's functions. Surprisingly, it could even register a face-for-face ID, but unfortunately, it was all for show. Inserted a SIM card to test connectivity. It even showed a 5G signal, though it was undoubtedly fake. Tested all the phone's functions, and they worked normally. Reinstalled all the screws on the motherboard, secured the screen. Finally, reattached the screws for the dock connector. Young man, your phone is repaired. The phone may be fake, but your grandfather's love for you is real. Let go of your vanity. Young man, may you excel in your studies and may your grandfather stay healthy.